Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. I am up bright and early. I will be doing a review on season 5, episode 8, The Family Business. Chicken come home to roost. I will let you know if you have not watched the new episode. Please go ahead and click off and come back after you've watched it, unless you just want to hear some spoilers, because I am going to give some spoilers. With that being said, all things in this video are alleged and are from my own personal opinions. They're used for entertainment purposes only. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I will say this once again. If you have not watched the new episode, click off because I will be giving spoilers. I will be giving spoilers. That is my final warning. So I'll let you know. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So the episode starts with Paris is, I don't know if she's reminiscing or daydreaming or whatever about Niles, only to find out in actuality that she's actually there with Bobby the Beast. And he was telling her that, he has a training session today. And while they were sitting there talking, his security knocks on the door. Darnell, he knocks on the door and he comes in with some flowers for Paris because I got a delivery for Paris. And Bobby had the nerve to try to check Paris, talking about, you got somebody sending flowers to my house? But Paris said, she ain't the one or the two, baby boy. I ain't had nobody sending nothing to your house. And she did. Now I was just keeping an eye on. Hey, Paris surprised too that she got flowers coming to your house, but she done checked him and let him know. Hey, don't do that, baby boy. But she lets him know that, no one knows that she was at his house. Evidently, somebody knows for her to be getting some doggone blue flowers delivered there. But okay. But she states that she thinks she has a stalker. Now, Paris, you ain't got no stalker. You know that's Niles Morales. But he tells her, well, that I understand. And he wanted to know if she wanted him to call the police. She says no, then pulls out her gun. And it's like, oh, you packing heat like that, baby. You don't know nothing about hers. Bobby, you think you about that life? You think you're a boxer, a fighter? Paris is a killer. A killer, boy. She's a killer. But anyway, she apologizes to him for bringing heat to his house. And he tells her that, he needs to go see Darnell. I guess they're trying to beef up security or whatever around the house. She looks at the flowers and there's actually a card attached this time. And the card states, "Miss me yet?" Paris said, you have no fucking idea. Anyway, the next scene, we head over to Brandon's funeral. Roman shows up and Brandon's mom screams, "What are you doing here? What the is he doing here?" And so LoJack is trying to calm his sister down. And Roman states that he came to pay his respects to Brandon because Brandon was his best friend. And he lets the mom know that it wasn't his fault. She tells LoJack, "Get him out of here! Get him out of here!" And he feels crazy. So, Roman turns around and he's looking at, he screams out in the church, "It wasn't my fault." And he walks out. Technically, we can't say it wasn't your fault. It kind of was because the whole situation, the whole robbery, the whole thing was Brandon was doing it for you because you trying to get money for your mom. So technically, it is your fault. But anywho, the next scene we go to, we will see Junior and Antonio Dash. They're having a drink, and Junior is still flirting with the horse because they are at the Hellfire Club, and Antonio tells Junior that too much of that will kill him. Junior is talking about he ready to die. He just talking. He ain't about that life for real, for real. Oh, but he is, but he ain't ready to die. So while Antonio and Junior are there, Dominique calls him and he lets him know that Donna has made her bones. Then they show us a flash of when Donna, Dominique, and whoever the other lady was, and Brother Minister. And we will see where Brother Minister tells Donna that she's blinded by her need for power, and he tells her to open her eyes. Can't you see that they're using you? And Donna's talking about she's doing what has to be done for her and her son. And he's like, your son, you are doing this for lust and power, and it won't bode well for you. So, Brother Minister is doing all this talking, but of course, Donna is set on whatever she's set on. So, Brother Minister tells her to think, and Dominique tells her, don't think, just pull the trigger. Brother Minister says a prayer that he prays that Allah forgives her, and Donna pulls the trigger. Y'all, Donna pulled the freaking trigger on Brother Minister. Then she's sitting up there looking stupid because it's a shock for her because this ain't something she's ever done before. So she's sitting there looking stupid. So Dominique says to Brother Minister when they show him on the ground bleeding, says maybe you should have called Jesus. He might have saved you. I said, is this sacrilegious? I don't know. But then Dominique turns to Donna and tells her, good job. Donna is still sitting there. I think she's probably in a state of shock because she's still standing there looking crazy. And then she tells her to shoot him again, which she does. That's the end of that flash. We go back to Antonio, and he states that that's excellent news. Then, they get off the phone. He turns around and tells Junior that a toast is in order. Junior is looking confused, trying to figure out what we toasting for. And he lets him know, baby, your mama done made her bones. And then he tells Junior, yeah, your mother made her bones, but she also done started a war. Baby, these chickens coming home to roost for real. She done took Brother Minister out, and now she done started a war. But y'all should be prepared for this because this is what y'all asked for. Y'all wanted this. And Donna don't realize just how bad of a situation she just created. She just stupid. But anyway, next we'll see LoJack where he goes out and he asks Roman what he was doing, and Roman tells him that y'all act like he wanted him to die. LoJack said if he hadn't been fooling with you, he wouldn't be dead. If he hadn't been messing with you, which in actuality is accurate. Roman really had no response, and LoJack tells him to leave. So Roman states that, so I can't pay my last respects. And LoJack tells him, you can come when we put him in the ground after everybody is gone. And Roman states that that's fucked up. LoJack says, fucked up for my nephew to be dead too. And he walks away. And you know, Roman is in his little feelings, but at the end of the day, Roman, I still blame you. I do, because Brandon won about that life. And when that man got up and he hit him or whatever, and you told Brandon to make sure he clipped that joker, you should have verified, because this was his first deal. You should have made sure he took him out. You should have made sure that. So yeah, Roman, this is your fault, homeboy. It is. Okay. The next thing, well, still at the Hellfire Club, I guess Antonio has left, and we'll see Junior with his little whore. He's all over his little whore, and in walks Sonya, baby. Sonya calls him, it's the man named Lavernius Duncan Jr. I might have said that right. I might have not. But either way it goes, she called him by his full government name. And she lets him know he's been disrespectful. So she shows him a social media post, and he states that he didn't post it. And she was like, she know your whore did. And she tagged you so that everyone could see it. Junior turns around to the whore and he asks her, did you post that? That bitch said, oops, I thought it was my private page. You can tell she was lying. You know that when your private page, whore. You know it would. You intentionally did that mess. Oops, I thought it was my personal page, bitch. Sonya's like, you lied, ho, you lied. And she was. But then, she gonna tell Sonya, she ain't going anywhere. Sonya told her hoe, um, you can choose to walk away or you can limp away. So the girl's still acting like she don't want to go nowhere. So, Junior tells her, to leave so he could talk to Sonya. And she really taking her time about leaving or not leaving. Baby Sonya said, move, bitch. Now that was hilarious to me. It was. And so she finally walks away. And then he tells Donna she's gone now, so you can leave. And Sonya tells him that she wants to have a conversation with him. Of course, he's talking about this isn't the place. But my Senior Cruz was there. Senior Cruz, One, Detroit Red. They all in the building. They are all in the building today. But Senior Cruz tells him that he needs to talk to his wife outside and calm her down. Junior tells Senior Cruz, you ain't gonna be disrespecting Senior Cruz, Junior, because you've been acting like a big baby in this episode. Actually, this whole season. Sick of your fat head self. But he's gonna tell Senior Cruz who you both be. You ain't my daddy. But Senior Cruz said, no, but I could call him if you want. One tells him that he's been an embarrassment. Then they tell him to leave, and he gonna have to. Well, he was bucking. It was bucking, and but then he ended up telling them that he's only leaving as not to cause a scene. Baby, Detroit Red said it's too late for that, and it is, because the whole scene was a scene. So how you gonna sit here and talk about you don't want to cause no scene? You done created a whole scene up in there. Then Junior had the nerve and the sheer out audacity to call somebody simple. I said, not this simple joker calling somebody else simple. As simple and stupid as he's been being all season long. And he has the sheer out audacity to tell somebody else they simple. But he gonna tell One to sit his simple behind down before he makes change. Dude, who you calling simple? Who? Junior, you've been simple all season. Now you want to call somebody simple. Baby, Juanito, like Senior Cruz said, whoop his butt, Juanita. You probably wasn't going to win, but you could have tried. But anyway, they walk out and we see the whore that caused all of this confusion make the statement of, who does she think she is coming in here like she owns the place? Baby Consuelo walks up, says, bitch, you fired. She looking like, huh? Yeah, we don't do messy. We don't do messy, and you a messy bitch. And you fired. Ramon, help me take this trash out of here. These folks been giving me the business this episode. They needed that. They needed that. They needed that. They really did. Outside, Junior is telling Sonya he hopes she's satisfied because she's embarrassed him. Embarrassed him? She embarrassed you. Man, you've been sitting around here screwing whores for months now. And you talking about she embarrassed you? If you don't sit your fat head down somewhere. But, she ended up giving him the business. I appreciate that she gave him the business. She did. She gave him the business and told him, she asked him, you've been embarrassing me for months now. And she wants to know what he wants from her. What do you want, Junior? All I've been trying to do is love you. What do you want from me, Junior? What? What do you want, little nigga? Oh, scratch that. Little ninja. Junior said, give him some space. Sonya said, space. So you can come to the brothel? Okay. Bet, homeboy. I'm going to give you all the space you want. All of it. You ain't going to get no calls from me. You ain't going to get no texts from me. You won't hear from me. At this point, you dead. Well, she ain't say all that. But that's my interpretation. But the way she's saying, and you dead to her, she done. She's sick of you. Goodbye, Junior. So now, she said she ain't gonna do nothing. She threw. And Junior just standing there looking stupid because she walked off. And he's sitting there looking stupid. What you looking stupid for? Then you tell her you wanted space? You wanted space so you could be in here with your horse. Your horse. But anyway, that's how that ended. And next, we'll go to where Nevada comes in the Hellfire Club. He asked Juan, had he seen his mother? He told him that he had not, because he had been dealing with his aunt Sonya and his uncle Junior, and that they were a mess. Nevada say, so Aunt Sonya was here? No, he's not said was, he said is here. And Juan tells him that she was, but it wasn't a happy exchange between the two of them. Then he walks off, and the next thing we know, we will see Junior with a different whore, because Consuelo fired the last whore. So he will see him with a different whore. And Nevada walks up and he says to Junior, well, he speaks to Junior, and he was like, he feels sorry for him. And Junior was like, you feel sorry for me. So, he's getting in his feelings because he feels like Nevada is disrespecting him. And baby, when I tell you, Nevada gave him the business, the biz night. Baby, Nevada gave it to him because Nevada called him a whole hypocrite. And he turned around telling him, you better watch your tone, watch how you speak to me, and you calling me a hypocrite. Yeah, homeboy, you's a hypocrite. And he said, how you gonna call me a hypocrite? And I've been lied to my whole life. So Nevada tells him, but then y'all do the same thing to me. I didn't know my mama was still alive, but y'all did. Baby Fathead gonna say, but you were just a kid. Nevada lets him know, homeboy, home uncle, home fathead. That don't make the pain hurt any less. And lets him know that that don't fly with me. Because, you know, yeah, he was just a kid and he had to get his shit together as it relates to dealing with that and getting over it. And you a grown ass man and you sitting around here acting worse than I did, and I was the fucking kid. You a grown ass man. What's your excuse? Why are you still up here acting stupid? I got my shit together as a kid. And according to you, I'm still a kid. But you a whole overgrown ass man acting like a kid. Get your shit together, Uncle Junior. Baby, when I say the truth hurts, the truth hurts. It hit Junior ass like a ton of bricks. And I said, yes, get him, little Nevada. Get him. Give his ass the business. And he gave it to him. And I enjoyed every freaking minute of it. The next scene we will see is Sonya on the phone. And at first, I thought she was trying to set an appointment for her prenatal care. And in the midst of the conversation, she said she wanted the first available. Then she makes the statement of, I got up until 16 weeks to terminate, right? And I'm like, is she trying to, is she doing a prenatal appointment or is she trying to do a termination appointment? I don't know. I'm confused because, you know, we in the arrow now. We don't know what you're doing, Sonya, but we don't need you doing that, Sonya. But London walks in and she asks Sonya if she's pregnant and does Junior know. Sonya tells her no, and neither does anybody else. Plus, there may not even be anything for them to know. Baby, London states we don't do that around here. Sonya said, baby, mind your business. This is my body. I do what I want to. Get out my business. And she wants you to respect her privacy. Just like y'all respecting Junior's decision to be left alone. Like London was like, you know, she can respect it. And if she needs anything, you know, she's here for. Baby, I don't know what wrong with, I understand saying man from earlier, but why are you taking that out on everybody? But saying like, baby, the only thing she needs from you is for you to keep your mouth closed. What? So why you this? Because London really didn't do anything to you. You still mad at Junior and that whore. You should have gave them the business. You should have gave them a 2-piece while you was there at the brothel. Don't come home with all this drama. Don't bring all this drama into the household. Baby. Next thing we will see is Mr. Rio looking fine and sharp going to this funeral, baby. Brandon mama looks up. What you doing here? What you doing here? Rio says he came to pay his respects. And beside Brandon's mom, you know, LoJack was still talking to Roman. But beside Brandon's mom was Auntie Coretta, who is Roman's mother, the lady that stole him, mother that's in the hospital, that's her sister. So Uncle Retta was there at the funeral. And LoJack's sister tells him that her baby is in the coffin and you probably had something to do with it. Rio said, "No, I didn't. I swear I didn't." And in walks LoJack, and LoJack tells her that Rio had nothing to do with it. She said, "Well, he's been stalking my baby." LoJack lets her know that Roman and Brandon had carjacked Rio and his mom. And his mom was like, "Well, he did now." So at this point, it ain't a whole heck of a lot that could be done because Brandon in the coffin, Rio. The other guy's name is Roman Johnson, and he hope he finds his ass. So LoJack walks off to go back to be with his sister. Rio picks up his phone, calls Nevada, and tells him Roman's full name, lets him know, he needs him to find him. Nevada types it into his little handy dandy computer, and his address and stuff pops up. He sends Rio the details, and that's that with that. Next, we will see Roman's aunt, which is Miss Coretta, going to the hospital to see her sister. And the sister asks her how was the funeral. She tells her that it was sad and she hated, that they had to see him like that since he was so young. But she was glad that his mother was able to have an open casket. She asked if Roman was there. She said, yeah, he was there, but they asked him to leave. Of course, she asked her sister why. And the sister lets her know that Brandon's mom thought that Brandon had something to do with it. So, Brandon's mother, not Brandon's mother, Roman's mother stated that Brandon and Roman were like brothers. They were thick as thieves. Of course, he didn't have anything to do with it. And the sisters tells her, well, speaking of brothers, his was there. And she saw him at the repast. So she's looking crazy. She's like, huh? What you talking about? And she was like, Roman's brother was there. And she was telling him that he looked as sharp, baby. He was dressed to the nines. Of course, she asked if he looked like Roman, and she stated that they did, in fact, favor. And she starts talking about her hair, and she got a comb to try to comb her hair for her. The next thing we'll see is LC in his office, and Mariah walks in and she tells him that dinner is ready. And while he's sitting there talking to her, he gets a call from Christopher, who tells him that whomever their mutual friend is ready to assist. LC asks how much it's going to cost. Of course, they talk about, they're not going to discuss that amount over the phone, but it's going to be substantial. And he tells LC for him and his family to lay low because it's not good to poke the bear before the bear is in the trap. However, we already know that we don't know for facts if the sheriff set up Orlando and Vegas, but something happened where Orlando and Vegas are in the jail or wherever they at. But anyway, the next scene we'll see where the family is at breakfast. Elsie asks where's everybody. London tells him that Paris had an overnight bag, so there's no telling where she is. Nevada lets him know that Rio is still sleeping and no one knows where Orlando or Vegas are. Chippy told him that they rushed out of there yesterday, and they hadn't heard hide no hair from them since, which they say is strange because Orlando just got there with LaVincent, and he's been asking for his dad every 10 minutes. Then, last night she had to get Sonya to show her how to administer his medicine, which I'm glad somebody did because they hadn't heard from nobody. But y'all sitting there talking about you think it's strange. Y'all know it's strange. Y'all know y'all killers. Y'all know y'all communicate. Ugh. LC talking about he'll call him after break. I mean, after lunch, after something, whatever they eating. It looked like breakfast to me, but whatever. Next thing we see is Rio pulling up outside the place where Roman and his mother stay. And I guess he's looking at his information because he makes the statement of he has the nerve to have the same birthday as him. And he gets out of the car and knocks on the door. Neighbors tells him that they aren't home. Rio lets him know that he's looking for Roman. And the neighbor says, the nose ass neighbors don't realize you sending somebody to take your neighbor out. You just talking, running your mouth. But the neighbor lets him know that Roman is probably at the hospital. And Rio asks if Roman is sick. And he states no, his mother is. She's real sick. And he tells him, thank you. Then he tells Rio, if you go by the hospital, let them know that he's praying for him. And he lets him know, tells him how much that Roman loves his mother. I'm just like, these doggone neighbors talk too darn much. So next thing we see, after we see Rio going to the hospital, not going to the hospital, going back to his car. The next thing we'll see is Rio is at the hospital, and he goes in and he says, Miss Margaret. She wakes up and she says, you're him. And he's like looking crazy. So she tells Rio that my sister said that you looked like Roman, and y'all do. So Rio asks if she knows him, and she states, since the day you were born. Then she proceeds to tell Rio that she's sorry, that she should have kept them together, and lets him know that Roman is his brother. She goes into some kind of issue where she's having a hard time breathing, and the nurse rushes in. She asks Rio, what did he say to her? Rio said, I didn't say nothing. It's what she said. Because Rio is like, hey, she need to get her stuff together. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to figure it out, because she need to come back on this side so me and her can talk. We need to talk because I need some more details. I need some more. She done dropped a bombshell on me and done went into cardiac arrest. She can't breathe. She having some kind of distress. And now you got Rio trying to figure out what's going on. Then next thing we see is Rio is in the car talking about he can't be his brother. Then Rio calls his mom, and he's like, you know how everybody's saying that I don't look like anybody. And she's like, Rio, I ain't got time for this. What's going on? What do you want? What do you want, child? And he's like, am I adopted? Boy, you ain't adopted. You are not adopted. Your brother was stolen. Anyway, he doesn't believe her. Next thing we know, he calls Paris. Of course, he don't believe her because you got all this drama going on right now because of the fact that you got the bombshell that got dropped with Junior not being her. So now, of course, he's gonna assume he's adopted because they saying that's his brother. He did just see that they have the same birthday, so there's that. Next thing we will see is Curtis is taking Mariah somewhere. Originally I thought she was going to see the therapist, and Evidently not, because she looking around and she's looking crazy. Curtis like, you sure we're in the right place? This what we supposed to be? Then baby, guess what? Guess who pop up? Guess who pops up out the dead? Harris, baby. Harris is still alive and he is on the run. I'm like, baby, not Harris. Harris is on the run. I don't know who he's still talking to in the house because he tells Mariah, he still got connects in the house to let him know that she's having a hard time. She wants to know who told him. He told her I still got connects, but he wouldn't tell her who it was. I wants to know who was it, Harris. Now I gotta go and see who in these folks' household they're telling the business. Who is it? Who is it? But anyway, he tells her, no one needs to know, or no, she shouldn't let anyone know that she saw him, and asks if she could trust Curtis. She said Curtis and Nevada are the only people that she trusts. Nevada, Harrison, I don't know about Nevada, but okay. And like I said, he lets her know, don't let anybody know that she saw him because he got bad people out looking for him. And she's like, maybe granddad can help. Oh, crazy. No, baby. Grandpa is the last one you should let know you saw me. Next, we'll see Chippy going to see Junior, y'all. Chippy goes to see Junior. And Junior is sitting there looking stupid and talking about what you doing here. What you everything is what you doing here, baby. And she was like, I came to talk to you. Of course, he don't want to hear her lies. And she was letting him know, she wasn't there to, apologize or ask any explanations for what her Elsie or Donna did to him. But, as she said, that will come at a later time. And Junior talking about, you don't speak for my mother. Chippy was like, well, with the way you acting, the way you have been acting, that lets me know that she didn't tell you the full story, fathead. She didn't tell you the full story, fathead. But that's neither here nor there. We're not here for that. I came to let your fathead ass know that, well, she said, you gonna respect me enough to listen, fathead. But then she was like, he was telling her he didn't want her to touch him. She's like, fine, but you listen to what I gotta say. I'm here to tell you, ninja. I think Sonya pregnant. Or now he's sitting there looking stupid. Pregnant. Somebody had jelly. But she told him because he was like, who's suffering other than him? Because he's the victim. So she let him know, Sonya probably pregnant. So if anybody's suffering, it's Sonya and that new baby. It ain't you, because you sitting here choosing to be this big victim. Fathead self. Then she turns around and she leaves. Then she turns around and she said, but we still love you. And then she walk off. And he's sitting there looking like he want to cry with his fathead ass. You done been around here screwing all these whores, embarrassing your wife, out here doing this, that, and the third. This woman been trying to talk to your fathead self, and now you done found out that she's pregnant. Ooh, silk. Next, we will see Rio goes to see Paris at Bobby's house, and Rio tells her that, he went to the funeral, he found the carjackers, and she was like, I thought we were leaving that alone. He said, you were. I never agreed. But he lets her know that one of the carjackers is dead, and then he talked to the other carjacker's mother. And of course, he had to ask Paris, did she think he was adopted? Of course, Paris said, yeah. But which is the stupidity of it all. How you gonna sit here and talk about how you're adopted and you and Paris still got the same birthday? Of course, Paris tells him, yeah. And he's like, how are we supposed to be twins and we don't look alike? Paris is like, we're fraternal twins, dodo bird. We we fraternal. But what get and he lets her know that he went to see the mother, and the mother told him that Roman was his brother. Of course, my prime cut off in the middle of their conversation, but I'm pretty sure it ended somewhere in there. But it cut off in the middle of the conversation, so I really don't know how it ended, and I feel away. But outside of that, it was a great episode. Outside of that, I enjoyed the episode. I really did. I really, really did. And I'd be glad when Donna gets her comeuppance. I'm glad Junior's sitting there looking stupid. Now y'all got to get somewhere and find out what's going on with Orlando and Vegas. So y'all need to get y'all mess together. It was good seeing Harris' little scrawny butt back. It was funny, but I enjoyed it. But anyway, that is it, and that is all. I enjoyed this episode. I really did. I really, really did. I really did. But that is it, and that is all. I I hope if you have watched this to this part, I'm sorry because I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I enjoyed the episode. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Bye bye.